Hi guys. Excuse me, just adjusting my chair. Pop back to show you my remaining 2 journals that I've made. You may have seen these on when I've showed them on Facebook, but I've not done flip throughs of them, and I haven't put them in my shop yet, but they will be in the shop on the Altered Cottage Facebook page, which I will give the link to under the video. So these are 2 very similar styled journals. They're both Traveller's Notebooks size, so 8.5 by approximately 5 inches. They're both using vintage sari trims, which I have collaged onto different kinds of velvet at the front. They have a cardstock core, and then this one has batik in the inside, this one has a Tim Holtz fabric. So if I go through them quickly individually, I will show you what's what. I think I'll go through this paler one first. So this is a really feminine, beautiful to hold Traveller's Notebook. It's just wrapped around with sari silk, and if I just undo that, and then we can get into the journal. So I've just left this loose. So here I have literally just laid pieces of vintage sari silk trims onto upholstery velvet, which is absolutely beautiful, really soft. And then down the bottom I've popped some lace. This particular lace is antique, over 100 years old, which I purchased from a lady that had, well, she's an antiques dealer actually, and she had found a whole heap of antique laces and servants' caps and petticoats from the Victorian era in an attic, and asked me if I'd like them, and yes please, I would. So yeah, I was so pleased with the way this came out. And then down the edges I've just popped some gold trim, and then this goes all the way around to the back, and it's all being stitched on, so it's not going to come off. It's one signature. It has a pamphlet stitch binding, and then it just has beads on wax thread. I don't know whether you can see that, for the centre. So going inside, there's a lace pocket here, and that just peeks over the front. It's a Tim Holtz fabric. I've just popped a little glassine bag which I've altered, and popped a tag in there. Here we have one of the envelopes that I bought from eBay, and inside is a note from the bookmaker just explaining what the journal can be used for. These envelopes, this one is from 1899. Put that back there. I've used some graphic 45 papers in this, but most of it is plain. This really is purely a writing journal, so there's very few printed papers, but I have used a lot of lace on the edges and just tried to make it very feminine. Lined craft paper, paper bag, and I've popped just a little postcard in there. Got some more writing space. And I've used some different colour papers in here, which are, they're all pastels, which I thought went really well. Tea dyed paper, edge punching, a little bit of washi tape, lace edging, more edge punching, paper bag with just a little Edith Holden envelope, and I put some extra paper in there. I've used lots of different punches in here. A paper bag with a postcard. This is a lace doily which I've made into an envelope and just popped a little snippet paper clip in here. Some corner punching. Tea dyeing. Here's a tag that I made. It's just floating, but it does have a lace pocket, and this was used. This was made using decoupaged napkin and wallpaper sample, and that's just backed onto craft card. Here I've made one of my safety pins. Just sprayed some inks onto a doily, music paper. Here we have the centre signature. This is one of my altered paper clips with a Tiffany & Co envelope. That just, and then this is a fold out. I'll just put that on the side for now. Music paper. Another paper bag with a little postcard in it. I tried to use colours that all went with the cover, and as you can see, this really is quite a kind of naked journal. It does have lots of interest, but it doesn't have a lot of ephemera. I've stitched all the lace edges on so they won't come off. Again, coloured paper, tea dyed paper. It's the other side of the paper bag, and another postcard. This is parchment paper. Here I've just done a little envelope. And this is the end of this one. Again, graphic 45N papers. So, as I say, it's 40 pages but 80 sides. I think that's it for now, and I will get that uploaded onto the Altered Cottage where you can purchase it. Right, how are we doing? Okay, this one is the second one that I made. Slightly different. Colours are very much more gypsy-like, but it's made in the same way. So these are layered and collaged onto velvet. This lace here, this was actually part of the lot that I got from the same antiques dealer, and again this is from the 1800s, very fragile, which is why I've popped this over the top so you can just see the black lace peeking out, and I've edged that with this beautiful beaded trim, some velvet down the sides, and again all of this has been stitched on so it won't come apart. And then I've just popped some beads onto the wax thread. It's going inside. It's a sari closure stitched on. I've used a batik fabric for the inside of the journal, and again I put a lace pocket on. Here again you've got the letter from the bookmaker, got altered paper clip there. I think this is becoming one of my favourite colours. I used to really like, well I still do, apple green, that kind of sludgy green colour, which is probably still one of my favourite colours, but I love teal because this just looks good with whatever bright colour that you put it with, whether it's pink, whether it's orange, whether it's purple, it just goes with anything. Very boho. So here I've just made a little extra journaling space, so, and then I've stitched it together and popped some beads on it. I have done a few printouts in this, but I'm not sure where they came from at the moment. This may have been an Artie Mays one, but I honestly don't know because I looked through all the boho type kits that I had. I've also done quite a bit of foiling in different colours in this, just because it is such a plain journal inside, and I don't know whether you can see the light picking that up, but I've just added tiny bits of foil in golds and pinks and purples and blues I think, and I've also hand dyed all this lace. So originally it was the same cream colour that was in the other journal, and I've just dyed it to add a bit more interest, and I've stitched it all. Little snippet pocket there. Again you can see the foiling. Parchment paper, paper bag, little pocket there, and some foil. Parchment paper and paper doily, more foiling. Here I've just hand on the edge, and I've popped some Inca gold wax on the edge just to give it a bit of interest. Here we have a pocket, some music paper again with some foiling, parchment paper. Here I've just done a little strip with an envelope and a little card in it. Marble paper, which it's really nice and thick. I think it's about 100 or 120 GSM. Paper doily, edge punching. This has just been sprayed with homemade inks. And the centre of the signature is an envelope which I made from a paper metallic boho paper pad. Lined craft paper, paper bag. some more of the spray, the handmade ink, which I've just sprayed over. Tea dyeing, doily. This is another of my safety pins. It's just a flip out, and if you wanted to use it as a pocket, you could just pop some glue down the edge. Parchment paper. This is the other side of that double pocket. Again, some gold foiling. Another little pocket there. Some more of this beautiful marble paper, and it prints really nicely, so even if you're just doing a one-sided print, you've still got the interest on the other side. So there we have it, another journal full of writing space. Again, it has 80 sides, 40 pages, and it will be available in the Altered Cottage, which is www.facebook.com/The Altered Cottage, and I'll get those uploaded onto there as soon as I can. Alright, thanks for watching. God bless. Bye.